you saw that period of the game last week. 25 plays, 19 yards. Dana Holgerson said he's had some moments like that, but not many. But it was a real testing moment that I think a year ago or 2 years ago, Nebraska maybe doesn't win that game, but the play of the defense obviously helped them. And the special teams gave them the field position advantage. So the other parts of this team lifted up the offense when we saw maybe one of the worst stretches that we've seen in terms of points, yards, etc.
He said, I hadn't been through a two-quarter stretch like that. And he said you could give a bunch of excuses, but at the end of the day, it's just executing. He doesn't mean that's not coach speak. He said it was he might have made a bad call at one point, or somebody got whipped, or somebody busted an assignment, whatever it was. You can pinpoint what went wrong on every single play. The thing is, like you said, Sean, he said nobody lost. The coaches weren't losing their minds, and the players hung in there. Then what happened?
Corey Barney, 45-yard pass.
Good job, Rob.
Dylan stepped up, made the throw. Barney made the catch, and he pointed to that play. He said at that play, it was almost like you could sense that was creeping up, and then a spark happened on that play, where all of a sudden life came back to that sideline. So all that conversation Matt Rule's been having for the last 3 years about, that getting rid of that loser, here we go again mentality, that I think was starting to happen again.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what Dana said. He said, I wasn't here for a lot of that, so I don't know exactly what was going on, but you could sense it. And so there was a vibe on the sideline that was creeping back into that, here we go again, woe is me, we're going to lose type mentality. And they finally stepped up and made the big play against Cincinnati. They made the big play when that doubt was starting to creep in. That's the difference between this team and last year, is that last year those plays don't happen. This year they're happening.
All right, as we continue the discussion with the offense, this week, Maryland, again, will really test this offensive line. We saw the changes. Elijah Pritchett at left. They made the decision to go Gunnar Gatula at right, and they've used the word now multiple times this week. That's our future. So they obviously expect Pritchett to be back for a senior year, and Gatula still has 2 more years remaining in the program. So you get the sense like part of this move with these 2 tackles is they know that this could be the group for 2026 as well.
They'll be tested a lot. They'll be tested this weekend by Maryland. Maryland has 19 sacks. They're not – listen, we're not going to do this thing. I'm not going to do it anyway, where I build up Maryland into something it's not. I've seen them. They're Maryland. It's Maryland. They have it's typical Maryland. They have a lot of good skill.
Always have
good athletes. So there'll be some dragsters coming off the edge, and Pritchett and Gunnar, they're just huge in this game. Those tackles are so important because if they're not on their screws, it could derail the whole game. We've seen that a little bit in the last 2 games, Michigan and Michigan State, where Nebraska's given up a combined 12 sacks. Can't have that. You're playing with fire if you think you're going to go into every game and you think you can win allowing 5+ sacks. You probably can, but you're just playing with fire.
Or on the turnovers too.
Yeah.
And so with that, though, yes, there's a lot on those 2 tackles, but it's on the entire offense, because you look at every single layer of their pass protection, including the quarterback, it was a problem where the running backs weren't picking up blitzes, receivers weren't getting off the line against press man coverage, and Dylan, as Dana so eloquently said, was getting the crap knocked out of him and getting loopy, where he wasn't seeing the field the same way because he was too worried about the pass rush, and he wasn't missing Dane Key running wide open downfield for a touchdown. Like all those layers
on that play, Pritchett blew the block though. I mean,
I'm saying but that's one example of the pass rush affecting him even when he wasn't being sacked. So that is kind of where it comes down to. It starts obviously with the offensive line, but it's not just an offensive line problem. It's not like Pritchett, Gatula need to be better, then everything is fixed, because teams still know that if you press those wide receivers, it's hard for them to get off the ball.
You notice I stepped in there and defended Dylan, though.
You did. Your guy.
Well, I mean, he's obviously the huge part of everything. I mean, if this team goes as far as his arm can get him. They need Dylan Raiola making those elite downfield throws. If they want to win on the road back-to-back weeks, what we saw Saturday, they can't play like that at Maryland.
Probably not.
Because Maryland is better, in my opinion, than Michigan State.
You think so?
I think they are.
Very comparable.
Nebraska was Yeah, I mean the point spread is. I mean, if this game was in Lincoln, I wonder what the spread would be.
Probably be about the same as Michigan State, right? 11.5.
But
11.5.
It's a good matchup, and we'll hit on that with the defense. But
okay,
running the ball, if they can just run it at more of a rhythm, and Dana said that, he's like, look, we have to get into a rhythm to be able to run it. And Emmett has ran it well.
He has. He's third in the conference in rushing. He's tied for third. So Justice Haynes is number one. The USC running back, Waymon Jordan's 2. And Emmett's tied with the Washington running back. I think his name is Coleman for third. Now, but okay, so these are tricky conversations. He's tied for third in the league, but I think Nebraska's 14th in the league in rushing. So you can contour your stats to fit your argument.
Everybody else has 2 or 3 running backs rotating in. Nebraska has 1.
Right. And so Rule said it's silly to say we don't have a good running game. It's not totally silly. What you wonder is, okay, first and goal at the 7. If you like your running game, we'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not 3 straight passes. So, and I don't want to nitpick. All I'm saying is I don't think you'd identify Nebraska as a run-first team. This is a team that's going to run. You know?
As far as last week's concerned, they only ran 52 snaps. And so
that's
it's hard to lean onto the run when you're only getting that many opportunities. And so that comes into it. So, you know, the early down success to set up those runs and not put yourself in obvious passing situations. But also, I do think as a play caller, it seemed like Dana was kind of letting Michigan State dictate how he called plays, where he didn't want to run into pressures, as he put it. And so they went away from the run game. And so, like, if they feel that good about the run game, there's got to be more of a commitment to it to get yourself more snaps, keep your offense on the field to develop that rhythm.
Now, Maryland has not shown to be a big blitz team. They've been more, their front 4 has been able to do it on their own.
Yeah.
But you wonder if they'll also blitz a lot. But I look back, like their last game, you know, they maybe blitz like 25, 30% of the snaps. They're not going to blitz it at the level that Michigan did. At least that's what their previous game suggests.
The other thing to watch, and Michigan State, I think, surprised Nebraska with more man-to-man coverage than Michigan State has shown. I don't know what Maryland does, but see that gets back to that discussion we were having last year. Can these receivers beat man coverage? And if you're in man, if a team is in man coverage, those routes can be a little slower developing, right? And you need a little more protection.